Evolution is what we understand it as species of the universe changing as it reproduces to be able to understand the world around it and meld it to its own advantage. In other words, evolution is what most see as the concept of monkeys to humans. What most don't know is that evolution is more than that now, and has some incredibly scary concepts to go along with it. Evolution is more than adapting to the world. It adapts to your thoughts, ideas, who your friends are, who your enemies are, your characteristics, your lifestyle, the food you eat, the liquids you drink, what you like and what you fear, what you see and what you hear. Everything affects how we adapt now. Evolution theoretically is also speeding up. Everything will change very soon, because now that the world has a small, insignificant grasp of evolution, with evolution's acceptance, our minds will do it in its own way. Our minds are one of the only this far in advance with mental emotions. Evolution can change its course to what we need, want, and react to, or our emotions, our reactions. Our minds strive and thrive to make us better than what harms us, what is negative to who we are, what stands for what we don't stand for, and by doing this, we become stronger. What most fail to understand is that this process makes us that much stronger by making us more like or even exactly like what we want to defeat. In that sense, evolution can be very likely will turn us into what we fear most. For example, arachnophobia, the fear of spiders. Our bodies react in fear when a spider quickly darts across our floors and walls, either because the creature came toward us in an uncomfortably quick manner, or because it disappeared without a trace. These are achieved because of the spider's incredibly unique structure and design. When our minds see this creature and react to them in these ways, it triggers something that makes the mind believe that spiders are an incredibly dangerous threat. And then finally our minds adapt. One day, the human race will become monstrous. Everything we fear now, everything we find the slightest bit unnerving or disturbing, will be what we become. Our minds will change us into a combination of what scares us, so that we fight it without holding back. We may grow long, sharp teeth, or strong, jagged claws, a tail, horns. Maybe we'll develop many long and slender limbs, maybe tentacles, maybe protrusions of bone, eyes that can stalk, a mouth that can tear bone and flesh, the hands of a monster. And other emotions? Well, we will use those to adapt as well. To who we hate, to what makes us sad, gain the abilities to get what we learn to love at the cost of anything. Control is what we thrive for. We will adapt to what gets in our way. In the sense of our emotions, our minds will choose to adapt our bodies to be similar to what we fear so that we have the advantage. All the things mankind has been known to fear: spiders, bees, snakes, bats, rats, bears, wolves, tigers, lions, alligators, or even things less common or unreasonable, like vicious dogs or harmless insects. Or maybe our emotions will affect the evolution of our minds, make us become more like serial killers or psychopaths. Even something as simple as man's simple attraction to using fire to burn could become hazardous or unique to evolution. Along with the reactions to our emotions, our simple five senses play a part in the past and scary future of our evolution. Picture your situation to be alone in a house you've never been in the middle of the night. Specifically, trying to sleep in a room on the top floor. With normal circumstances, you're comfortable and relaxed in bed, almost asleep. And then you hear an unusual thump at your door and down the stairs. Immediately, your senses are heightened because you're alone. You are alone and you have that dark feeling that someone or something is in the house. All because of that one noise you heard. That is instinct telling you to prepare for the uncertain. Instinct was developed by evolution and is still developing. Every time you get that feeling that everyone knows when you are walking up a flight of stairs out of the dark and you begin to run because you feel like something is following you closely, that's instinct. Theoretically, this means that something is mankind's past caused us to be cautious of the dark or the unseen, the uncertain. Evolution right now is changing us into the uncertain. And this is only because we strive to forget these fears we have of dangers that may or may not exist. When you react to a sound you don't know the source of, when you think you saw a shadow or a figure you didn't understand, when you feel an unnerving cold breeze, even when you smell something that reminds you of your constant uncertainty. This is your mind reacting to its trained senses to protect us from the unknown. Now think of the uncertain. What exactly do we think is behind us when we rush up the stairs? What do we believe is downstairs in the middle of the night? What do we think is following us on our way home? What do we think we see out in the shadows? What do we get the feeling is simply watching us? We are uncertain. Our minds are uncertain. But our minds do prepare. Even if we don't know it, our minds want to change us structurally to be more perfectly safe from the uncertain. We will become the thing down your stairs. We will become the figure in the shadows. All of us will become the uncertain. The only thing different is that what we are after we won't imagining things. It will be reality. This may seem like a hopeless rant, but it's very, very possible. Evolution does take a long time, so we won't have to watch us become these horrible monsters, and unfortunately the world has shown signs of what we are to become. Those are what you have to watch out for. So when you're stricken with fear because of the noises echoing through your house, or you have that feeling in your gut that something is after you, remember that your assumptions are entirely possible. I leave you with this question to protect you. Are you paying attention to your surroundings while listening to this? If not, I'm sorry. You have to live with your uncertainty.